Yo, your PS putting me on full blast. It's telling me your achievements. What's good, why is that even? What a fucking episode. Ah, shit. Royal Palace? I bet. That was a fucking episode, though. How's everybody day? New episode? I can't lie. Alright, so to give you a quick rundown, I haven't seen anything since episode 1. Episode 1 was the last episode I actually watched when it came out. So I had a lot of watching to do, right? I seen episode 2, right, today, earlier, like at 2 o'clock. And then I took a nap. That shit was so gas, I had to take a nap. And then after I woke up around like 4 o'clock, I seen episode 3, episode 4. They had Big Rook in that bitch. Yo, y'all know how I feel about Big Rook. Big Rook is that's number 2 right there. Then episode 5 came. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that when HBC get here. Go to my Discord real quick.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yo, what's good?
Bro, that was just crazy. That was just insanity, bro. Pure insanity. That episode 5.
Did not expect that, I'll be honest.
Bro. Like, I don't know. Orihime showed she's best girl though. She showed for all the people that were believers of Orihime FC. For all the people that heard, oh, she's just Sakura, but basically the Bleach version. That's for y'all right there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Sakura, but Sakura's goated. What can I say?
Nah, that was crazy. Like, just let's start with like the first of all, the beginning. The fact that Rukia pulled through. Well, before even that, the fact that Orihime was healing herself from Yua's attack shows that she's grown a lot from what she used to be able to do.
Yes.
Because before, I'm gonna keep it a band. If it was a very strong attack, she was struggling.
Yeah. No, okay. I started laughing every time Yuha kept killing her and he kept killing Ichigo. I'm not gonna lie. That's
No, for real. No, she was healing herself
laughing.
and Ichigo, from my understanding, right?
Yeah, she was. And like
that's insane.
Yuha was getting tired of it and he just attacked her. That shit was hilarious to me.
No, for real. But then he attacked her over and over and over again, and she kept healing herself. And I was like, wow. Orihime might be very hard to kill. In actuality. Like I was so surprised. But then in the last hit, instead of healing herself, she heals Ichigo. It's like, that's insane.
Yeah. And then we got to see the Bankai.
Yeah, what you think about Ichigo's Bankai? I'm so happy. I am so happy because that Bankai in the manga was so ass. I'm sorry to say it. It was so garbage. I was like, oh my god, please do it justice. Please don't let it just be. Which, by the way, I have a theory, which my theory still aligns, and I said that since to whoever is willing to hear that. I think they're doing it slightly differently than what I expected, but I expect this to be whatever vision of Yuha, like in the manga, you know, when he says, "Oh, I'm breaking this Bankai right now because it's troublesome." My theory was that this is what this is, like the vision of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the vision anymore because he didn't have the Almighty until the last second.
Which I expect to come into play in the next episode.
Yeah,
sure.
It's definitely gonna, like, which is, I said it's kind of unfortunate. I was putting it on Discord, like, basically Uryu playing succeeding made Orihime plan failed. but,
But truly tragic. But
yeah, because if she actually Uryu did not like if it was just a I don't know I'll say 2 seconds. Well, I mean if let's just say it didn't work right because whatever reason, then Yuha is gone.
yeah, shit. And then I feel like when what was I about to say? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Why did I lose my train of thought like that? Oh damn.
What were you? Well, let's circle back. Like, okay,
Mm.
she heals like Ichigo the last hit, but doesn't heal herself, and then she's a little bit of despair, and then Rukia pulls through, saving the day, boosting the morale.
Big Rook in the building.
Big Rukia
Gotta love
indeed.
him.
Hey, it's not because Orihime is having a big day that we're gonna tolerate some Rukia slander, though. No, Rukia slander would still be tolerated. She did her thing.
Never. Oh, I remember my train of thought now.
Yeah,
When Ichigo activates his Bankai, whatever, right? Boom, and Rukia ended up activating hers.
yeah,
And Orihime thought, yo, they got her. They got him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they
yeah,
killed him. He
yeah,
looks up, Rukia dead. Sad. Not dead.
yeah. But she
On the
stabbed.
yeah.
But you know what
Living
people
body.
were bringing up about that, by the way, is that they wish she shattered more because remember when she popped it out for the first time, it looks very tricky to control, which eventually is kind of implied in the manga too that she's supposed to be able to fight and move while she's in Bankai, if that makes sense. But because it is such a tricky Bankai to use, that's why she wasn't able to move when she fought Asuna, if that makes sense, right? It's just like a big nuke as of right now, instead of like a form that she could use, right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Ichigo's Bankai was so tough. It was.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say, I don't know how I feel about the Zangetsu design yet. I don't hate it. I don't
I tell you
know
what I
if
like
it's
about it.
my
I tell you what I
favorite
like
yet.
about it. The mixture that it is. It is a mixture between Kenny, Vasto, and something else that I feel like I'm forgetting, like with the chains and like the collars and stuff like that. But there's definitely a little bit of Kenny Bankai in there. There's definitely a little bit of Vasto in there, obviously. Yeah. But like, I don't know. It looks tough. It looks tough. I ain't gonna lie though. It looked like a mastered Vasto. That's what it looks like.
Especially with the double horns.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. And also, like people be saying, and I don't know. I still think there's some level of fate manipulation with the clones and the Ryatsu stuff like that. Shattering his fate and all that around that theme. I think that's happening within that Bankai.
Yeah. I just wish that they
Yeah.
saved this shit for ROS.
But
Yo,
no, they're not gonna do it.
I
It gotta come
wish
out
they could
first.
have, bro.
No, it gotta come out first, gang. Like that's what it's
Oh,
supposed to be. Like the
bro.
TYW Horn of Salvation situation, it was not even. That's not what it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to come out first, and then we get in the game. If that makes sense.
It's like y'all couldn't. I didn't mind if y'all just like waited. Like, come on.
You know they already have a name for them. It's a Bloodchain Ichigo. That's already official name by
Oh,
the by
wait, the
the
name already? Oh, shit.
yeah,
Holy fuck.
like by the actual Bleach page on Twitter and everything. Like there's actually already an actual name for it.
Wait, you gotta
Crazy.
ask what happened to her. He made if in the Hell arc, her and Ichigo have a kid, but the anime she completely disappeared. So I don't know if she's dead or not. Maybe she died and became a Soul Reaper. She's
I don't
most
think she
likely coming
actually
back.
died. No, I'll be
She's
honest
most
with you.
likely coming back.
I don't think she's dead. For real. Unfortunately, I say that because as much as Orihime is best girl, and I love the fact that she's Ichigo's wife. I'm gonna say spoiler warning for everybody. We kind of talk about the
I put
episode,
it in the
so
chat already. I put spoilers are gonna definitely be said. So
okay, okay, but yeah, for as much as I love that she's Ichigo's wife, low key, if she stayed dead though, that would be that would be so great. But she's definitely coming back. She's,
if she stayed dead, that would be that's a
no,
wicked
just
statement.
think about the story though. So like now, like, but I mean, Kazui exists, so no, it's definitely not happening. But it would be, it's so interesting. But it just, to me, it just shows for everybody that thinks Orihime is useless that it shows that if Orihime was put in a situation where she had no other choice but to perform, she would perform. That's what I'm saying.
She was getting her
She
ass
showed
kicked.
her
That
she got strike. You know what I mean? She got a power that, like, bro, is like that power nuke Yuha with the the Soul King power. Like, maybe not with the Almighty, because you know Almighty is broken, but with the Soul King power, which basically everybody else, because at this point, just for everybody, in my opinion, Ichigo is the strongest Shinigami on Earth. Stronger than Shunsui, stronger than Yama, stronger than the only person maybe can contest is maybe Aizen because he's immortal, so you can't kill him. That's the only thing. But he's the strongest Shinigami at this point of the story. For those people that just are wondering, and the fact that it doesn't plus a captain level Rukia with a nuke, with an ice nuke, and it still doesn't kill this bastard because he has the Soul King powers. But Orihime is able to nuke him. That's insane. That's just insane.
I said Ichi. Yuha was scared of 5 people. Well, he was
Yo.
worried about 5 people. It should have been 6.
Yeah, no, for real, facts. He wasn't considering Orihime when Orihime like powers is like, although she has to sacrifice herself for it, but damn, she nuking God, for God's sake. That's insane.
This episode just ended all Horihime slander. Indeed,
Slander, yep, I agree. The slander will not be tolerated no more.
it's just Sakura slander in different anime. That's all it is.
For real. Like, you know, the crazy thing is, like, even we've never seen Orihime that hurt. The worst we've seen is she got bitch slapped by Yami. Excuse my language, but that's the worst that we've seen. Or like, you know, when Minoli and you know the 2 Iron Car girls when they were like bullying her. That's the
I
worst
remember
we've
that
seen
shit.
her. Like we didn't see her hurt like this. Like, bro, she was bleeding out. That was crazy.
She got up all bloody,
Yeah.
just walking towards. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I was like, damn, you know, Orihime's like kind of the princess that, you know, never gets truly hurt like that. Like, she gets hurt, don't get me wrong, but she never got hurt like that. Like, and then all of a sudden you see her like. But you know, one complaint that I've heard about though by Lux, which is a fair complaint to have, he felt like Orihime was only really like focusing on Ichigo for the most part. Like, even though Rukia is out there, she was clearly shocked when Rukia got impaled, but he felt like, damn, like some of your best friends are dying and all you think about is Ichigo. And it's like, I mean, she's not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
But like, that's a fair statement, right? But
yeah.
you got to remember that's been her character from the beginning.
And plus she's like a regular human. She's not a warrior. Like, so the reason why she's doing all of this is because Ichigo. Let's keep it a stack. You know what I mean? That's the reason she's here. Like, of course she cares about Uryu and Chad and everybody. She consider them all friends, but the whole reason why this whole thing started for her is Ichigo. At the end of the day.
Did Jirgo let Uryu grab him like a bitch? Well, Uryu had to read. Uryu had to
I
read.
got taken away. I was like, bro, he put his finger in his mouth. I was like, pause. Like, what's going on here? I was like, what is this?
That was actually
good.
tragic.
No, that was so no, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I was saying it to people. Uryu is one of like, he's not only one of the smartest, but one of the strongest characters at this point in the story. And bro, like, think about it. Although Jugram is he's not good at using the Almighty because it's not a power that he possesses all the time, like Yuha, where it's just like natural and there's no cooldown period, right? Like with the 3 seconds and all that. The fact that he still beat an immature version of the Almighty says a lot about Uryu.
It's true.
Like, beating that is like, and like the way he did it too, like with the Quincy glove and everything, only Uryu could do this. Only Uryu could have beat Jugram to be specific.
Nerfed Almighty or not, it's still Almighty. Like, that's still broken.
They're still Almighty. That stuff is so broken. So broken. Because it's not just seeing the future, like, at least maybe for Ugram's version that is, but the true power of the Almighty is you could not only see the future but change the future, if that makes sense. So it's like the Jugon version is truly a baby version of the Almighty, though. He could just see the future, and there's like a 3-second cooldown, from what I understood, or like 3 seconds where he can't use it, or whatever the case might be, or something.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
Yeah, it's like he's clearly not as, I would say, good at using it as Yuha, obviously. But even with him, that's kind of broken. The fact that he could just see in the future and just counteract you like that.
He still got outplayed.
Uri. You know what they say about anime characters with glasses. You know what they say. They
Once
gotta be smart.
Once they push
You
the
gotta be
glasses up and you
geniuses.
see white in their eyes, oh my god.
Oh my god, that's
What can
insane.
you do?
By the way, Rukia, low key, one of the best people character though. Like, she was great.
Yes.
Like, in terms of like helping out Ichigo and covering him and all that. Big Rook, indeed.
You show more feats than Shinshui and Kenpachi against Yuha.
Oh, that's a fact. You remember Kenpachi? Well, to be fair, it was pre-awakening of Shikai Kenpachi. To be fair, I think Kenpachi would do much better the way he is today that back then, obviously, against Yuha.
Yeah, for sure. How is Shinsui still knocked out? That's a great question.
No, for real though. I was like,
It's a
bro,
great
you
question.
not awake yet? I was like, I know you fought the other dude, but still, Lil Bauer. I know you fought Lil Bauer. I was like, but that was
I seen episode 4 like right before episode 5, like a couple minutes ago, and that was when I seen Toshiro not be a fraud no more.
Yeah, right. Toshiro evolving, true Bonkai. Talking about this is his true Bonkai. Even him is not fully realized, although because he's aging himself to get there. But eventually he will grow up and he will just have access to it. The part that's broken about his stuff is when he freezes you the ability of whatever he's freezing. So it's like it's basically rendered useless, which is crazy. I wonder though, if he froze the like Yuha, can he almighty his way through that? Like, I wonder if, like, let's just say it was a situation when kind of like Horime, where the almighty just comes through as he's getting like already frozen or whatever the case might be. Can he just get himself out of it, or is it like the almighty is rendered useless? I wonder.
I feel like anime plot armor would just find a way for Almighty to be used. I just feel it.
True. True. They wouldn't let that happen. Oh, they wouldn't let it. They just wouldn't let him freeze him before he has the Almighty. They just wouldn't let him. So, yeah. Well, he's already
episode 5.
With Gerard, yes. And Gerard is OP too. Like, definitely OP.
How many episodes were said to be in the season? Was it 10?
I believe 12. People say it's 10, but I mean, maybe it is 10. Even if it's 10, there's still 5 more episodes.
I've seen some reports of 12. I've seen some reports of 10.
Yeah, me too. I've seen both. But at least
anyway,
it's 5 more episodes of peak.
We're like halfway in, like, and it's already this good.
Exactly, because right now the enemies to defeat are Yuha, obviously. You still have Gerard, and I don't know if they did like in the manga the Little Borrower when does he still go down like in the Sarita, like in the manga?
Good question.
I don't remember. I genuinely do not remember, because if he still goes down, then yes, he's still an enemy to defeat. But we still haven't seen Aizen. You know, it's so crazy. I've seen comment that like, since we've seen this, we might just see Aizen's Bankai at this point. That's what people say.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But like, at this point, you don't know.
There's a small chance of that happening. But my thing is, right, like, people talk about Aizen's Bankai, but like, his Shikai is so fucking. What the hell could his Bankai be?
You know what I think? I think his Bankai is kind of like Shinji's, where it's like it's more practical to just use Shikai, because Bankai is like, I think he has one. I just think it's more practical to just use Shikai.
Doesn't every captain? No, I'm bugging. Kenpachi. I was about to say
Kenpachi. Aizen could have lied his way to being a captain, but I think knowing Aizen and knowing like his mind and wanting to like just know like what he can do and the full extent of his power, I don't think he would not want to know what his Bankai look like. knowing him.
I feel you. It's like his Shikai is so fucking busted. I
Yeah,
couldn't even imagine his bond.
yeah. But it's like it's such a thing as like even for those who don't know in the light novel, Isagi got a Bankai too, and it's like certain Bankais they strong, but they're just not worth it to use, if that makes sense.
It was said his Bankai was like the chains, right? It wasn't even like
Yeah,
the
the
whole
chain. Yeah,
sword. Yeah.
exactly. And it's like he'll empty and empty both people's Reactu, and it heals them until it's like basically it forces a stalemate, if that makes sense. And whoever has the more Reactu wins or something. It's like stuff like that. I'm like, is it really worth to use? You know what I mean? Like, it's not really worth it. And Shinji's is definitely not worth it because it turns your allies into your enemies and your enemies into your allies, and it basically warps people's perceptions. And it's like, or reverse, I should say, people's perception and of who is what. I just think like, yeah, if you're close to your allies, then it's not worth it to use it. So we'll see. Like, I'm so like. But I was telling people, by the way, the reason why maybe Rukia ain't shattered is because passively, like Uryu, she passively gotten better at using her Bankai, the same way Uryu got passively better at using his Ledge Steel. Because when you see the first time he pops Ledge Steel, even against Ichigo or against um the Royal Palace, the woman from the Royal Palace, I forgot her name, the one that has the needle and stuff like that, but he's not as good at using it as when he uses it against Renji. Against Renji, he does crazy stuff against Renji. So that's the way I see Rukia not shattering like a crystal when Yuha impales her when she uses Bankai for the second time.
I I would love to see her fight with like actually in Bankai state instead of
I
just
don't know
stand
if it
there and
would. I would
freeze shit.
love it too. It'd be so nice. Also, like for the people doubting that theory about the Zenkai boost, I know it's a Dragon Ball Z term, but it applies to kind of all anime shonen. Um, is Ichigo, even Ichigo and with the Hollow Mask and stuff like that, in the beginning, Ichigo can only last for like 15 seconds, not even. And then by the third fight in the Grimjo fight, Bro could basically keep it as long as it wasn't shattered. Basically. So it's like everybody, while they fight, they get better and stronger with their abilities, if that makes sense.
All right,
Rukia is no
yeah.
exception, of course.
All
Rukia
right,
is
I'm
no
not gonna
exception.
lie, right? I seen the second episode like a
Mm-hmm.
couple hours earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that I said, I was like, Kubo knows what he's doing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Orihime's chest does not need to be that big. It really didn't. Like, bro,
Yeah, but she always had the jiggle physics though. What do you mean? Baby girl
bro,
always had the jiggle physics though.
I forgot who she was with in the second episode, but she was in the garden or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing the comparison, and I'm like, Kubo, what you
But
doing?
wait, when you read the manga, you remember when they were like about to shoot into the royal palace? Like, it's Loki because of Kisuke and his perverted tendencies that she has this kind of outfit though. Loki.
Like, it just didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. I ain't
Well,
gonna
also
complain.
Kubo loves fictional boobs for a weird reason. He just does. He just loves them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he just like I was hearing from Lux and like he said a couple things actually because I think it's this valid criticism in what he's saying. He's saying feels like Grimjo and Nell were giving a little bit of foreshadowing all of that to have the same impact that they have in the manga so far, which is true. They kind of doing the same thing. So far they're not doing, at least from the episodes that we have, they're not doing better than in the manga. Which what do you think about that, by the way? For Nell and Grimjo.
They, we only seen Grimjow at the end of episode 2, I believe it was, right?
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the Kisuke fight.
Yeah. So I would hope that they come in by at least next episode, because
But honestly,
yeah,
I don't care. I want to see Ishin and Ryukin, to be honest, rather than them two. To be honest,
really.
I give it a stack.
Mm. Yeah, everybody got their preference. I don't know.
I don't
But
know, like
like,
because we never seen Ish. Like, think about it. It's because of Yuha that both their wives died for real. If you
Yeah.
really think about it. And I
Yeah.
felt like if I knew that you was responsible for my wife's death, I wouldn't want to be there when you died. You know what I mean?
Oh, Wisely agrees with you. He wants to see Ishin and Ryugen.
Yeah, like because those two, like, I mean, although I don't know what level of power they have at the moment, I do not know. Like, because in my opinion, they both weaker than their sons to keep it a stack, if you ask me. But
Oh, without a doubt.
yeah, like their sons, like that's the thing. Uryu, it's funny because since the very beginning of Bleach, Uryu and Ichigo have always been like, you know how we say like Toshio is a prodigy, which he is because he enlisted. I mean, he before he got scouted by the Gote, he already had Bankai, which is never heard of. But when you compare those two's rate of progression, like I'm sorry, Toshio looks slow in comparison. Like he kind of does. Like, bro, they become like arguably while Ichigo was always like one of the top tier fighters, but he was nowhere near the like a top 5 before, and then now they both like definitely at least top 7 in the verse. It's
I don't know.
like not many people could beat Uryu in a fight 1-on-1.
It's like
Like they just can't.
very few
Very few.
at this point in the anime for sure.
Yeah. Like you, and I'm not counting. I don't count, by the way. I don't count Mayuri and Kisuke because those are not the same. Ichigo would lose to them too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work if you fight those two. Those two just are too intelligent. They don't even need to be stronger than you, in my opinion.
I mean, I totally agree.
Yeah, like those bastards are just gonna do something that's gonna render your power useless and just beat you that way.
Especially Kisuke, especially
Yeah, especially
he'll
this
do it
guy.
without
Like,
actually. Mayuri will do it to your face. Kisuke would do that in secret, without you
yeah,
knowing.
yeah, like you can't be a straightforward. Although, like, don't get me wrong, Uyu is smart. He's not as straightforward as Ichigo, but he's more straightforward than like Asuke, for example, or like he's still kind of straightforward. He's gonna shoot arrows at you. You know what I mean? For the most part. For the most part. And I know, my Yuri lost to Uryu before, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
That was a long time ago. My Yuri got smarter, and
I was all the
trust
way
and
in
believe
Soul
my Yuri learned
Society.
from that experience.
I was all the way in the Rukia Rescue arc. Holy shit!
Yeah, that was.
Man, that was a long time ago.
By the way, did you see the parallel as when Ichigo saved Rukia from the execution, and like when she pulled through and she said, "I'm here to save you"? Like that's
You
like
did.
kind of
I
on
caught that.
line.
Yeah, I caught that. And
That
they
was
started arguing.
crazy. That was crazy. I was like, only if you're OG Bleach fan do you get it. I was like, it's a lot of parallels. They give a lot of like little call outs from previous arcs and stuff like that. Little Easter eggs and stuff.
What's up, Nathan? Man, what an episode, though. What do you expect from the next one, though? That's the money question.
Well, what I'm expecting is Yuha to somehow revert time some way, or this to be a vision of the Almighty in some sort. Either, obviously, I don't think Omimi is gonna stay dead because as we exist. So, and I don't think they're gonna keep him. I don't think they're gonna skip him. I don't think they're gonna make it so that he doesn't exist. So, Orihime needs to come back to life somehow, some way. And the only way you can make it make sense is that Yuha basically reverse time, or like this is a vision of the Almighty somehow, some way, like couple seconds before she sacrificed herself, or whatever the case might be. I think like it's just how do they go about doing it? Because I think it would be a great moment to kind of show us like how because we've never seen we've seen Yuha dreaming about the future, but we've never seen him like seeing what the future looks like when he's awake with the Almighty, if that makes sense. And like him manipulating the future. I think it would be a great time to show us what that actually looks like. Because even in the manga we don't see it. We don't see what it looks like from his point of view.
would be cool.
Yeah, like that's the. But what do you think? That's the only thing to me that would make sense.
Wisely said, yeah, U-Haul will have to come back. It's because of him that the three worlds are together too. True.
Yeah, true. True, true, true. Yes. Well, yeah, they use him as the linchpin afterwards. So yeah, he has to be alive. The question is, how do they present that to us though? Because you don't want to make it look like it's BS, if that makes sense. You want to make it look like, like
Yeah.
cool, and you want to make it like make sense, if that makes if you know what I mean. So it's like, how do you do that in a tasteful way? But I have full trust because so far they've been giving us peak. So, but what do you think though? Key, what do you think?
Obviously, U-Haul's gonna have to come back. That's
Yeah,
just set in stone. But
yeah.
my question is he gonna rewrite it to where he comes back or he may
You
doesn't?
say that, can he do that? I don't think he can.
So then she's gonna have to come back as well.
Yeah, but if
But
he can, then Onrime is just dead, which I don't think
yeah,
is gonna be the case.
if that is the case, they're gonna find some BS way to bring her back. It is what it is.
But that's the thing. If why would you use a BS way to bring her back when you could just use a way that just makes more sense? You know what I
True.
mean? Script wise.
See, and this is why, like, this anime did what Dragon Ball Super couldn't, right? The anime,
Oh,
like the
shots.
manga
Okay, tell
for
us,
Dragon
tell
Ball
us about
Super,
it,
the,
King.
the
Tell us
manga
about.
for Dragon Ball Super is great, right?
Yes, it is.
Like, not even counting all the moral stuff, the stuff we haven't seen animated, just counting the stuff we've seen animated. The manga is just better than the anime, hands down.
Yeah, especially when you see Goku use Hakai, which is super
Yes.
cool, by the way.
Now, when it comes to Bleach,
Yeah,
it's because correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah.
Orihime dying like this isn't in the manga.
No, it's not. It's absolutely isn't.
So
For to give you context of what happened, Ichigo screams Bankai, and he screams Bankai not in the cool way that he does in the anime. He screams it like, he would scream it like when he fought Byakuya,
mm,
and then Yuha sees it. Next end of a chapter. Next chapter, Yuha sees it again. He cuts it, and he says, "Oh, I've seen in the future that it would be formidable, so that's why I just took of it. Like I took care of it, like in the future, so that now it doesn't work, and it just broke it."
that's whack as
Boom.
fuck. That's
Yep. Yep. So that's what happens.
but yeah. Now, granted, Bleach manga for Core 4 is still great. Don't get me wrong, right? But like the anime, it's giving us it's writing somewhat of a different story, and it's actually really good. Like there hasn't been an episode yet where I'm like, yo, I don't care about next week. I don't like next week. I don't give.
Give me a
It's
second. Keep going though, but I'll just be back.
like with Dragon Ball, there were some episodes where I'm just like, who cares? Like, who cares about what happens next? Like for example, with the with the Goku Black stuff, there were some episodes where I'm just like, like I could care less. Like because you spoil most of what happens in the preview for the next episode. Oh, Vegito Blue came, he defused. The fuck? Let me figure that out on my own. Like, but with Bleach right now, it's like it's leaving you on a cliffhanger, and not even a bad one. It's leaving you on a great cliffhanger where you're just like, I have to tune into what happens next, or else I'm gonna be left behind. Like, I only was caught up on one episode before today. I only seen the first episode, and that was the Yoruichi fight. I didn't see anything else. Then
I'm
I got
back.
to
But yeah, I'm listening to
yeah.
you. But I'm
I
back. Keep
seen
going though.
Kisuke's Bankai today. I'm like, and he made holy shit. That shit was gas.
I was.
Kisuke wins his fight. Now I gotta tune in to see what happens in the next episode with the next group. Episode 3. Damn, I can't remember what happened in episode 3. Shit. Who fought? Was that Kenpachi? That had to be
I think.
Kenpachi. Yeah,
I think
because
it was. Isn't it Kenpachi episode 4? I know. It's the start of like the giraffe fight.
yeah,
At the end of the Kisuke fight, start of giraffe fight, and then episode 4 is where we get the Bankai and we get the
those are
Toshiro.
Rashi. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are Arashi Bankai, and then we get the Toshiro stuff.
But anyway, each episode kept me like glued to the screen. I had to watch. Now we got to episode 5. Now, instead of skipping episode, I'm not gonna lie, I was really gonna wait for everything to just come out to binge watch it. But now, after seeing episode 5, I have to see episode 6 now. I
Yeah,
have to know what happens. Like, I have to
yeah.
know how it happens.
You
It's
can't you can't wait till next week. It's like it's insane how it is. Can't wait till next week. It's like when you see that episode, you're like, I watched it like 4 times already. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
I only wish that they put like the 3 episodes that appeared in the movies. I
in one
wish that yes, I wish they just released it all on the same day, so that way she would just
go
kind of
faster. Yeah, it would go.
yes.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I
Because for
feel
the
you. Because right now
people
it's like
people who
you
saw it
wait
in theaters,
basically instead of 4 weeks, it would have been 2 weeks to get to this point.
you know what I'm saying, and then it's like
Yeah,
people in theaters, you seen that shit already. Like you only just seen basically 2 episodes of the anime. Like,
yeah, basically,
come
yeah,
on.
like 2 episodes of yeah. We've seen basically 2 brand new episodes for real, for real. This is where TYW actually started last week for real, for real.
Like, and then now you leaving me on this cliffhanger. That's a kick in the pants. Like, yo, I need to know what happens. This is something that's not even in the manga.
No, for real, for real. And the crazy thing is, like, I think they got more in store for sure because there's still so many things to explore. Are they gonna still use the Tsukishima angle for things? Are they gonna do something else? Are they gonna, as I say, are they gonna bring Ishin and Ryuken like the Quincy of Arvel, or are they gonna bring them? Or are they gonna bring what's gonna happen with you and Drewgram now that Drewgram has lost the Almighty? By the way, some people are saying that all the glove did is make him lose the Almighty, but not the rest of his Quincy powers.
That's
Which,
not true.
yeah,
I
that
would
could be
hope not.
interesting if it's true. That could be interesting. I don't know if it's true or not. I just think, well, technically, the glove is supposed to make you have like the peak of your Quincy powers and then you lose completely, right? From my understanding, at least with the one that Udio had in the Soul Society arc.
Like, I wouldn't
So,
expect it to just get rid of the almighty powers. I mean, although that would make things more interesting.
well, well, since you has them, Jugan cannot use them for sure. That's
Yeah.
one thing we know for sure. So, if Jugram doesn't have it, if Jugram doesn't have it, like basically, if Jugram doesn't have it, like I wonder how's it gonna go for him now? This fight, how's it gonna go in your opinion? For him, if he's still gonna fight, even
If he doesn't have his Quincy powers,
yeah, if he doesn't have his Quincy powers,
I don't think. Okay, if he doesn't have his powers, right? I don't think there'll be like. It's either Uryu's gonna get like caught off guard by something, or they're just not gonna fight, and like that, the battle's just gonna be over between them. Like somebody's gonna sneak attack Uryu or something. Because that's the only way I see like a fight actually happening. Because if he doesn't have his powers, then like there's no point in Uryu like fighting him for real.
well, yeah. Well, in the manga, like at some point with all the injury that Uyu has, basically Jugram just says transfer them onto me with your antithesis so that you could go fight Yuha. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna go.
I can't sleep till next week. Me neither,
he said,
wisely. Me
he
neither.
said, he said I can sleep till next week. It's crazy. Like that's crazy.
Episode ended on such a sad note. Shit.
No, for real. Like it's like what are you supposed to do here? What are you supposed to do from here? Like after you've gone so hard, like what are you supposed to do from here?
And then the animation just has not lost a beat since episode 1. Animation has
I
been on
agree.
point consistently.
I agree. Like it's been really really good. It's like the animation is just better and better and better and better, and it's like I don't know. I wish a lot of anime just got that treatment, that just redo treatment that Bleach. I mean, technically, Bleach didn't get a redo treatment. It got an arc that it was in the manga that wasn't just animated. But a lot of studios, a lot of animators in Japan do be doing magic. I ain't gonna lie, they be doing magic because, whew, like what they doing in terms of like just you know just like the animation is just amazing. It really just it is amazing.
And the Getsuga Tensho Ichigo created a black moon. That is true.
Like that is just insane. That is just insane. That is just insane. Like that Getsuga Tensho was just something else. That was just something else. And like between that and Mugetsu, what do you prefer?
Between that one and Mugetsu,
Yeah.
oh, it might be recency bias, but that new one was.
That new one looks peak, right? I know. It just looks so nice. It's like, what are you supposed to do, right?
And it's crazy because my favorite color Getsuga that Ichigo does is the purple one during the Fullbringer arc. Something about the purple one that Getsuga just it looked right, but
No, I
this
feel
one,
you.
gonna lie to you, this one kind of blew that one out the water.
No, I agree. I agree. That one was crazy. That one, I don't know. I just think like, I don't know. I just think that was, I just think that one was insane.
And like, okay, back to like the different Zangetsus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it, I like the one in the manga a lot. I, I don't know. Maybe, maybe I'm just like a sucker for that design.
Mm-hmm.
But the one in the manga to me is probably my favorite one. I don't
In
know
terms
how I
of
feel about
well, the only
design.
really difference, like the only difference is like the handle looks like Tetsuya Zangetsu from the old Zangetsu, and the design of it is like more like a sword, if that makes sense. This looks squarish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Although there's some elements that are similar, like in terms of like it's like the outlines are white for for the scabbard, and the inside is black, which means I think the end of how Yuama is gonna die is gonna be similar to the manga. So that element is still retained. It's just the shape of it is like much more squarish in this like episode. So I'm wondering like as to why maybe they decided to change the shape of it. I don't know. Um, but it is. I mean, yeah, I would agree in terms of just the sword itself. I would say I agree with you that I prefer the design of the sword of the manga when it comes to just the sword of the Bankai, right?
Mm.
But obviously everything else is like everything else is the anime by
Yeah,
far.
you got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is like the question because it's like you see how he was. Wow, let's talk about Ichigo's power since we're on it. Like you see how he was able to use like the chains of like the blood. Well, I guess they call the blood chains. I guess for defense and everything. Because Ichigo, what people don't know is Ichigo's like well, his Bankai has always been like about. I always had a chain on it. Pause. Or I would say like Isagi. It's very similar to Isagi in a way where it's a chain that people. By the way, it doesn't stop at even on the previous Bankai. It doesn't stop at way which show it was actually being invisible chain actually for Tetsuya Zangetsu, even in the previous iteration of Tetsuya Zangetsu. That's why Ichigo could just grab the chain per se and get the sword towards him if you wanted to, from my understanding. With this one, I guess they took that concept to the next level, which is super cool. What did you think, by the way, of Ichigo's powers? What question do you have about it?
Hey, remember when they showed him stepping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
With the
you
black
saw like,
stuff?
yes,
Yeah.
was that stuff from the Almighty?
No, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so.
I don't, like, 'cause it looked very close to it, but I don't know if it was like it for sure.
I don't think so. Like, I genuinely don't think so. I think what ended up happening, I think it's Ichigo's own power, honestly. But also, Ichigo is a Soul King candidate, so there may be
True.
some correlations there somehow. But I don't know. I don't know, because to me, this whole thing in this, to me, this is like the black thing is his Ryatsu. It's
Mm,
actually his Ryatsu, and that's how he could do a little bit of fake manipulation with the clones and stuff like that. Because the clones are not intangible; they are very tangible, and he could use them as baits, and he could use them to swap places with them. Kind of like, if you know in Naruto, you know how Madara had the Limbo clones. That's what
yeah.
it made me think of.
Mm.
The
Also,
Limbo
Yuha
clones
shooting
of
those dark blasts, all of that shit is new. Oh, that wasn't in
which one?
manga. The when you Risey said when Yuha was shooting the dark blast, or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, 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 the blast, the Sarah looking blast. Yeah, those are new. Those are definitely new, for sure. Like, like those are definitely new. So that's why I'm like, but the way, even the way like the chain works and the way that like he was able to, because when he used the first Getsu guy, if you notice, he used the clones, right? He gathered back the Ryatsu, which the clones are made out of, to shoot the Getsu guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. Like, so to me, they must mean they made out of his Ryatsu.
That's not even his almighty power. That's some Soul King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that is Ichigo being main character right there. That's all it is.
He's chosen for a reason by Aizen.
But even Aizen, well, he's the first one that called out Orihime power. Like, you know, the when he said
Oh, like,
she could reject
yeah, her
any
shit is special.
phenomenon
Yeah,
or whatever. He called it out. He said that this is way it was gonna be, and he was right. He was
we
absolutely
haven't even
correct.
seen Aizen yet. Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Really thinking about it.
We haven't even like, that's what I'm saying. We haven't even seen Aizen yet, as you said. We haven't even seen him. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Carnage. I know you said this is not better than JJK, but bro, like it's I understand your
which fight of
bias.
JJK? Which fight?
No, he's
Because that
saying just like
Gojo versus
no,
Sukuna fight is insane.
no, he's not saying like this fight like compared to another fight. He's saying like just like the anime in
Oh,
general.
JJK is just better than Bleach in general.
Yeah, bruh,
I mean, to me, it's like it's weird to compare because one definitely like gets inspired by the other.
I don't
If
know.
that makes sense. Like the JJK author said, he used to be a big Bleach fanboy. So it's like you could clearly see that the JJK author gets inspired from like the big three in some ways, but especially Bleach and Naruto. You could tell he gets inspired by those two, and it's like I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's weird. It's like me saying like, oh yeah, like Kobe is definitely better than Mike. It's like you could say that because the game has evolved, even although most people would disagree with you. But I could see if you say just because the game is better over time and over the years, and Kobe had a three ball, you could say, yeah, I feel like Kobe is better than Mike as a basketball player overall. You could say that, but it's like,
Kobe elevated from Mike.
yeah, exactly. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, bro, one clearly like took his game and took part of like major part of his game from the other. So it's like, bro, like, but JJK is peak too, though. JJK is peak, no doubt. No doubt is peak. Like,
What would
it's
you,
definitely peak.
out of 10, what would you give this episode?
Well, like obviously when like I'm sitting with it and I'm thinking about it, like outside of the hype, obviously the hype is amazing. There's a couple of points like that people have pointed out that are could be on the negative side or inconsistencies per se. So I would say personally, like because in my mind, as much as like people want to like there is no perfect episode, so there is no 10 out of 10 episode per se. Or if there was a 10 out of 10 episode, it's like it would maybe like be in the Soul Society arc or the Don Guy episode. But even those to me, they're like 9.5 out of 10, if that makes sense, right? I would give this a 9.5 or a 9 out of 10 for sure. For sure. As I say, keep in mind, I don't give perfect scores, right? For no episodes. So if we give perfect scores and more, then obviously it's more. But because I don't give perfect score because I think no episode is perfect. Like even with the I would say episode 308, I will always remember when Don Guy just shows up. Like you could nitpick and find things about that, right? You could nitpick about that episode, the weird recap in the beginning. You could say, oh, that takes away from the episode. Like there's things you can nitpick about with any episode. Now, this one though, I just feel like in terms of everything, in terms of like, especially the way they balanced out the Yuha Uri, like when they go to Yuha, when they go to
They
the Yuha
cut
fight,
the
when they go to the
fights
Uyu fight, was
between.
perfect. It was perfect. I ain't gonna lie. That was really good.
And I asked that question because I think this anime, well, this season specifically,
Yeah.
is on track to doing what the last season for My Hero did. I think it's going to score 9 or over each episode.
Possible. Honestly possible. But the last season of My Hero had all 9s? For real?
It was rated, each episode was rated either a 9 or higher.
Wow. I didn't, you know what? I didn't even remember that. I didn't even, on my anime list?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that. Like, it is so like, I don't know. It's just so interesting how like this whole thing is like, I'm like, this episode just blew my mind for real. It just really just blew my mind the way it unfolded. It's just insane. I'm just like, I mean, but also this could be the peak though, because we don't know what's gonna happen next though.
That
It
is
could
true.
get worse from here. It could. I don't think so, but it could get worse from here. Because it only takes one BS explanation to, derail the story a little bit. But what do you think about this episode? How would you score it?
Okay. I would say,
And preface,
like,
do you give perfect scores or not? Because if you do, then that will change obviously the scoring that you give it.
like whenever I give perfect score, well, obviously, rating in general is biased, but
Yes, of course.
a perfect score would have to, like, I think that's just too biased in a
Mhm.
way, to where
Mhm.
like, so I think the highest I give an episode is like a 9.9, but this is also off of just like the recent, because the moment I ended the episode, I started streaming, so like this is,
Yeah.
I'm off a high
It's
right
like
now.
fresh. It's like fresh. So you
Yeah.
didn't have time to sit with it per se.
So for right now, this, because I think this is the best episode of the season yet, right?
Mhm.
It's
Is
only
it the
gotten better.
best episode of TYW? Is a genuine question.
Ooh,
That's tough. That's tough.
that's
Yeah.
that's a tough one. It's like,
Well, first before that, what was your favorite episode of TYW?
low key, I think it was, like, if we're talking about the whole war in general, like,
Yeah.
okay, I think it would have to be the fight between Unohana and Kenny.
Really?
Yeah,
You know about that fight. The only pet peeve I have about that fight is that we barely can see anything because they're in the dark. I didn't like that. I wish we saw more.
I
I
get
don't know
that.
why. Yeah, I felt like they were, like I know they were in Mukin, and Mukin is a prison, and it's like down below whatever. But like I wish there was some light somewhere, so that we could see like like what's going on, because we saw the blood, of course, but like that of
1 second.
Unohana's Bankai,
My
but
bell's getting wrong.
we just
You
didn't
continue talking.
see, right? So my favorite moment, believe it or not, is actually, I would say personally, is the Yamamoto fight. Although Yamamoto got bamboozled, obviously, pretty hard. Like it's nothing like when the Quincy first pulled through for the first time. You know what I mean? And Yama just gets mad as hell and like pops Bankai. I don't know. For me, there's nothing like that. Like like Yama was on demon time, and all the Shinigami got reassured. They're like, oh, okay, Yama is fighting for real. Let's hold our own, kind of thing. Can you hear me, Key? Key, I lost you, Key. Can you hear me? I think I lost Key. Key, can you hear me? Key, can you hear me? Key, I think I lost him.
Okay, my bad. I'm back. Sorry.
My bad, I lost you. Yeah, no, all I was saying was it's not like that Yama fight when the first when Quincy first showed up, you know what I mean, and they just destroy stuff, but yeah, Yama gets mad and they can feel his reaction, and they just start holding their own, felt a little bit more, courage, until you realize that at the end, that even after he pops Bankai and he looks like he's kicking ass, then it was just a clone. And Yuha was just talking to Aizen, and he just gets folded, and it's like all the Shinigami just lose complete hope from there. Like there was nothing like that moment when the Stone Reader just pop up.
Nah, everybody
Nothing
got
like that.
silent. Everybody was just shocked. Like,
Yeah,
no way.
and they didn't even have the body afterwards, because Yuha was so disgusted by Yama, he just blasted him away. Like just insanity. That's why for me that was the best moment for sure.
See, my favorite Kenpachi fight was versus Fake Yuha. Right. It's probably
Kenpachi
Baro
versus Grammy was
versus.
also insane.
Yeah, that's, yo, nah, the fact that Kenpachi is really a broken hack. Yeah, I
No,
promise
for
you,
real.
he is.
Who cuts meteorites in the vacuum of space? Who does this?
Bro has the power to just like be better than you, and you just broke that. Like, what?
No,
Bro's a
but
hack.
well, even in his Bankai, Kenny is just power. See, he's so powerful, his body cannot handle it.
Yeah,
That's how powerful he is.
you seen that in today's, well, no, episode 4,
Yeah,
actually.
episode 4, you're right. Episode 4, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we saw. Like he's pure power, so powerful. In fact, he's the power to me in terms of just raw power, not react to hacks or whatever the case might be. It was just raw power. Kenny might be the most powerful person in existence.
I can't find anybody else.
Yeah, like because you could say maybe Yuha and Ichigo, but even them, I don't know if they're more powerful. I'll say they're more. To me, they have more Ryatsu and they have more hacks, for sure. Or they you know what I mean. But in terms of just raw power, Kenny's just it doesn't get any better than that, if that makes sense. Like, but then, yeah, you're right. But that fight with Grammy was just insane. It was just insane. And also, like, I like how we just learned, like, in the beginning, that the whole constantly, like, awaken or, like, Shikai sword just wasn't a thing. I don't know. That first season was was amazing. That first season was really truly amazing. But yeah, now what was like? I say, what was your? You said the Uno. What was the Unohana fight your favorite?
Said why?
Yeah.
Because it was like because I didn't get. I haven't read the manga, right? So, well, I've read parts of it, but I haven't read the
Read
part of the
all of it?
manga that can. Yeah, I haven't read all of it. So that was gonna be my first time seeing like Kenny get to find a way to unleash his Bankai, whatever. I'm like, damn, hold on.
You mean like you mean well? Also, he went straight to the fight without his eye patch, which is extremely rare.
Well, I mean, he knew at least he knew he had to. 'Cause
Yeah.
we knew like Kenny was like hella strong since he was a kid. Like this was just like no secret. Kenny was just that nigga,
Yeah.
and he was the
But
one that left the scar on Unohana.
yeah, but how did you feel about learning that Kenny is weaker than when he was a kid? Doesn't that feel weird?
Oh, that's weird though. That is weird. But
That is weird.
it's
Bro,
like,
bro loves fighting so much he nerfed himself. That's insane.
I mean, hey, he wants to have a good time. Yeah, why not?
But the fact also that Retsu got beaten by a what? In human years, obviously it's like 100 years, but in like if you convert it like a 12, I would say at best a 10 to 12-year-old, it's kind of insane. Like 14-year-old at best. At best. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, but in anime, the way people be drawing 14-year-olds in anime, he was definitely 10. So I'm
Young
like,
height.
yeah, I'm like the fact that she got beaten by a kid, it must have been so weird for her, but obviously she took it in stride and said, okay, I gotta nurture that kid, but still, like it was so weird. Like
They got to have their
imagine
final fight.
Shinigami, you're the top of your game, you so at the top of your game, you bored, right? You're looking for opponent just to kill, and then there's this random kid that just rock your shit all of a sudden.
Not only that, he put a scar on me for the
Oh
rest of my
yeah,
life.
for sure. But also, I would say though, Yama did exist though. I'm like, why you like? I mean, she probably tried to fight Yama multiple times. She probably did. She probably did.
I
Because
was
I'm
probably
like, you
taking it
like,
easy
oh,
on
I
her.
want to challenge a challenging fight, but it's like there's a person clearly stronger than you that exists.
Oh, so it was something about that fight that really like I don't know. I really liked, and then it was either between that or Rukia getting her Bankai.
But that
That
Rukia versus Asnot was
that was
peak.
sick.
It was peak, especially when you know that Asnot what he did to Byakuya, because Byakuya was made clear that bro had no Instanstein anymore. He had no stomach after that fight because bro just got washed and washed with Zenbun Sakura in his stomach, and it was just I could just imagine, right? He did get healed, but still, you know what I mean? And the fact that it is Rukia that beats him is like poetic justice. I just only wish that Byakuya died, but that's besides the point.
Rukia dying would have done something like it would have actually
It would have
probably
made this
progressed
more
the story a lot.
meaningful. I
Yes,
swear it would have made this more
Rukia unlocks
meaningful.
over her brother's death, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
pan up, everything's frozen. She just stay yo.
Everything would have made perfect sense, but no. He had to live. Anyway. Anyway, at first people thought it was because Kubo didn't want to kill him off because he was too popular, but apparently it was always this plan for Byakuya to survive. So fair enough. Fair enough, Kubo. Fair. But I thought it would have hit. It would have hit so hard if Byakuya was dead and she would have killed Asnot somehow, some way. Like it would have been amazing. Amazing. But still, that fight, like, and seeing Hakano Togame for the first time was pure insanity. Did you like, well, did you see it for the first time or you read it in the manga for that one?
For her Bankai, I read it as a manga, and then I got to see it animated.
Mm-hmm. Like Snow White Rukia is insane.
Her blade, her Shikai blade is my favorite blade.
Yeah,
I
it is
love
the
the all
period
white.
blade for sure. Like
Love the all white. It just looks too clean.
it looks clean as hell. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Like so the no Shirayuki just looks clean. That's a fact. And it it fits Rukia so perfectly. The only thing I don't understand is why she didn't use it before, because apparently she had it since the Cayenne days, which makes me think like, what the frick? Why did you not just kill the freaking holo in front of Hichiko's house? But that's besides the point. I'm like, yeah, she had that all along. She never popped it until like way later, until they're on Cour arc. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, the whole Ichigo thing happened. She gets the only inconsistency is that she lets that holo just beat her when she's clearly stronger than that holo. But also, apparently, to be fair to her, the Gigai that, well, then she didn't have a Gigai yet, so my bad. She just let that holo beat her, then give the powers to Ichigo. That's the only inconsistencies. After that, like the Gigai was stealing her powers away, and like after that she didn't. And then it's the society arc, and she didn't have she couldn't really use her Shikai. She didn't have the sword with her, so that's that. But
Says
yeah,
Ubo said Unohana could go head to toe or head to head with Kenpachi. It showed.
no, she definitely did.
It definitely
But I
showed. She
think,
killed him how many times?
well, apparently she from my understanding, she wanted to die though. Like in
Yeah,
this
she did.
battle, she knew that in order for Kenny to reach his next level, she kind of had to die. Harry Potter style. The boy must die kind of thing. If
I
you know,
mean,
you
Hell
know.
Arc would have been tough. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, Hell Arc would have been cool. Rukia had the
yeah,
most beautiful Zanpakuto in the society. Yes.
yeah. Like in terms of prettiness, right? For Sodeno Shirayuki?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely the prettiest. Like I say woman Bankai. I always say that. I always say female Bankai because Byakuya to me has the prettiest Bankai. Or the prettiest Zanpakuto. In my opinion.
I could
Because
like
it's not more clean than them cherry blossom. Them cherry blossom is just pretty. So to me it's kind of a tie, to be fair.
I could buy the white blade and just like have it on display. That would be so sick.
No, the Rukia Shika is just amazing. It's just amazing. And the fact that we learn it's not just an ice type Zanpakuto, it is actually a temperature control Zanpakuto is it's just insane. It's just insane. But yeah.
HBC, I thought you like Gen Zanpakuto the most.
Oh
Wisely
really?
said that. Wisely said that.
I thought Shinso was the prettiest Zanpakuto or the best. No, absolutely not. Shinso is so basic in the beginning. Like I'll be honest with you, Shinso is the most basic of shit in the beginning. Then
Extended
when you
sword.
learn it can do the poison thing, then I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. But Shinso in its essence is very simple. Is super simple.
It's like by the time you learn about the poison shit, he's dead.
Yeah, no, basically, yeah. By the time you learn the complexities of it, it's like even by the time you learn his Bankai, he's basically dead. Like by the time you learn that what Kamishi no Yari can do, it's
Oh boy,
like
now tell me
yeah, it's
he's
that
dead.
yeah, this is kind of over. It's kind of sad for Gin, but it is what it is. But I will say though, like when you think about a manga about magic swords, like I feel like
You
Gin's
keep talking about
sword
that.
would be the first thing you think of. A sword that can extend. Like I feel like that's the first thing you would think of, or like one of the first thing you would think of, if that makes sense. Because it's that simple. You still here, Key? I think Key. I think I lost Key again. Let me make sure that. Let me see if I could see that. I think I lost Key. I mean, I see Wisely comment about Gin may appear in the L arc. Yeah, I can hear myself on the video, so I think you guys can still hear me. But yeah, like getting in the L arc would be sick. It would be sick. I just don't think it's. I don't know. Do you guys feel like his character is fully fleshed out? Because I feel like the only moment you would see Gin appear is for Rengiku moment, because it's truly the only person that Rengiku and Kira are the two people that Gin really like, outside of Ichigo of course, but I'm just saying like Rengiku and Kira are the two people that need maybe closure a little bit when it comes to Gin. Except Rengiku and Kira, everybody else is like Gin is a traitor in their mind anyway. So it's like But for Rengiku and Kira and Ichigo that know a little bit of what happened, or at least that he died, then Gin could be an interesting person to be like. It could be interesting, which is like now I wonder, like, it's a lot of people with Captain Class Ryatsu that just got killed, but yeah, they're never gonna go like into like they never go through the cycle of rebirth and stuff like that, which makes me wonder if you're a human like Ichigo, what happens, or like a hybrid being, because
Here we go. I'm back.
oh, perfect. I was thinking, I was about to ask the chat this question because we were talking about like they were talking about maybe Gin in the L arc, and I was like, well, except for Rengiku and Kira, is like nobody really needs to see him like that. But I was about to ask for people like Ishin and Ichigo, what happens?
That's a good question.
Because they are not they're gonna, I think, die in the world of the living. I think. Well, for Ishin, I'm not so sure. But for Ichigo, I think he's gonna die in the world of the living, right? Because he's been growing like a normal person, like in terms of years, right? He's been growing like a normal person. So I'm wondering, like, what when Ichigo dies, what happened? Because with the other captains, level, class, whatever, you have to send them to hell.
Right.
But Ichigo, I'm like, he has, outside of Aizen and Yuha, he has the most Ryatsu, which is pretty freaking gigantic, by the way. So you can't just, he's not gonna disappear right when he dies. I don't know. But then do you send your best hero to hell if you're the Shinigami, like the one that, and are the people gonna be okay with that? Like, I don't know.
They're not
I
gonna be
don't
okay with
know.
that.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is gonna be very weird. But then maybe it's gonna be like Ishin, because Ishin, I don't think Ishin is gonna die anytime soon. Because he's
He
just Shinigami,
shouldn't.
so
Yeah.
because Ishin is an Agigai technically, right? I think.
Believe so.
Yeah. So if he's in a Gigai, like I'm sorry. Eventually, like it must get weird, right? Because it's like your daughters are growing, they're gonna grow to get old, and you're not gonna grow, or like you're not gonna get older. So it's like, hey, Ichigo got kids, so you're a grandpa now, but you're not changing physically, or at the very least, unless there's like a major inconsistency that we see in the future. But Ishin should not be changing physically. You shouldn't, from my understanding.
Yeah. Just have to see during episode 6.
Yeah, nah, right. Imagine we see Ishin just pull through. I mean, he does pull through in the manga, but just to do a little cameo,
Yeah.
So we may see an Ishin cameo. Who knows? You may see an Ishin cameo. By the way, I don't know if you saw that. I think it was one of the episodes. I think it was either episode 3 or 4. We see like the world starting to collapse right on one another. And somebody was saying that on the internet, which may be very true. It seems like the base of all the world is the world of the living. Why? Because it seems like the Soul Society was going to go towards the world of the living. You see, it was showing, when we had the people like they say, oh, we're going to defend Karakura because we were assigned to defend Karakura or whatever, right? I think it was episode 4 actually.
Was it?
If you remember, like they were in the research facility of development that Mayuri made with the crazy light all around.
Yes. I remember.
And then they say, yeah, we're going to defend Karakura because there was some holo showing up.
Yeah.
But we were seeing that the Soul Society was starting to collapse towards the world of the living, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like in the sky or whatever the case might be, right? Yeah, it looked crazy. So somebody on the internet was saying it seems like the base world, or the world that's kind of the center of everything, seems to be the world of the living. You would think it's the Soul Society maybe, but it isn't, I guess. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to give people like the rundown, in the very beginning, the world they're living and the Elder Woods were stuck, like they were all meshed together. If you look at if you read the light novels, what ended up happening is holos starting to happen and devouring people, which is why, uh, like the five noble families in Ichibe did like a betrayal, of the Soul King, because the only person that was killing the holos was the Soul King, and they decided, hey, you know what? Just stand there in this crystal while we cut your you know, while we're at it, we'll cut your arms, legs, nails, brain, everything. We'll just remove all your organs, and we'll just leave you with our limbs.
We'll
Just
just beat you up.
as peace.
We'll just piece you up.
No, really, like, but apparently, to give context, apparently the Soul King knew, because the Soul King is the Almighty, right? And he has even a better version than the one that Yua has, because Yua has the one with three pupil. The Soul King had the one with, well, no, is it pupil or irises or whatever? The Soul King has one with four, apparently. So him is actually even better, apparently. So he knew he was getting cut up, and he didn't do nothing about it because he knew that it was to stabilize the world or whatever. So great. But yeah, that's the little history lesson of Bleach, and how the Shinigamis are actually not the good guys in actuality.
This is what HBC over here, everybody.
No, well, but that's the whole reason why Yuha wants to even merge the worlds together, is that so people, because Yuha his whole thing is, how he absorbs like the powers of fallen Quincy's or whatever. He doesn't just absorb their power, he absorbs like their memories, their strong desire that they used to have, right? And what tends to come back a lot when he did that, because in the beginning you had no power, that's the way he kind of survived. What came back a lot is people was extremely scared of dying. They didn't want to die, which is normal. Yeah, normal fear.
Yeah.
And so, like, Yuha knowing what he knew, and knowing how the world was it was fake, basically, and then in the world where everything is meshed together, people don't die. That's the good thing about it, I guess, is people don't die. That's why because nobody, like, obviously right now they don't tell you why Yuha is doing what he's doing, if that makes sense. And even in the manga, crazy enough, we don't learn that until like basically 2-3 chapters and the manga is over. It's like it's like insanity. It's like, oh, we just learned, oh, this bad villain that you was fighting the whole entire time,
Such
that
a bad
wanted to make
guy
the world
after.
collapse together. You don't know why. You don't know why he's doing this. He's just doing this until like the last couple chapters, and you're like, oh,
That would make sense.
yeah, kind of. Oh, well, actually, why are we stopping him again?
He's preventing us from not dying. Hold on now.
Yeah. Like, I guess people will die if the world collapsed amongst one another. I'm assuming.
Probably the case.
I'm assuming, because I don't think, because like at this point I'm generally asking myself, and I've been asking myself that question for a while. Why is the Shinigami stopping Yoha again? Because if nobody dies, then it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Except we want to keep the status quo. We used to what it is today. We don't want it to change, kind of thing. But if it like, which seems to be the reason why they're doing it, by the way. It seems to be the reason. Because if nobody dies, it's just the world collapse with one another, then this is kind of just like, what are we stopping him? Kind of thing. It's like,
that is weird when you think about it.
Yeah. Like, I see why he says Ichigo is the MC, he won't die ever, no matter what. But I mean, people die. Like, in Bleach. People die. I mean, I say that, but who actually really, like, Yama died, Retsu died. I mean, nobody in the main cast died, to be fair.
Yet.
But
we don't know yet.
Well, yeah. Well, also, yeah. Well, yes. Oh, you might be dead. But I will say, Like when you really think about it, except Kyan, the people that died were kind of old. They
Oh,
were kind
yeah.
of old. I don't count Iran cars because Iran cars are different, but everybody else is like they're kind of old. Like Retsu is kind of old.
I mean,
Yano is
hello.
kind of old. Hey, I know if Retsu would hear me right now, she would kill me. But I'm just saying, she's kind of old. Uh, who else dies for real? Like the vice captain of Yama, he's kind of old too.
I think that's
Now,
it, right?
like on the Shinigami side
Well,
of things, I think
besides
kind of
Ichigo's mom,
well,
but
yeah. Besides Ichigo's moms, yeah, like yeah, Ichigo's mom. Outside of, and you would use mom, of course, like, but like for the most part, the people dying are kind of old. Like they kind of needed
oh,
to.
Ukitake, right?
Oh yeah, Ukitake, but he's
As he just
sick.
reminded us.
He was sick anyway. He wasn't even supposed to be alive in the first place because they used the Mimi Hage thing, which is the right hand of the Soul King, to fake cure his illness because bro was always healed. Does that make sense? I guess yeah. If you want to count Ukitake, sure, but like I would consider Ukitake like a natural death, in my opinion, because it's of like he's sick. He was born like supposed to die, and they did something so that it prolonged his life. If that makes sense. The Ukitake that we know, we was actually never supposed to see him.
See
He
it.
wasn't, yeah, he wasn't even supposed to make it. To be fair. By the way, Ki, I'm seeing your thumbnail. That Ichigo looks sick. Oh my god.
Are you talking about on the screen right now?
Yeah, that's good. That Ichigo looks. Oh
I
yeah,
kind of
that
just looked up
picture
a
that you
picture of his
have,
new
that Ichigo
Bankai.
looks insane. Like, bro, if only ours had this stuff together, if we could have him, it would just be like.
Oh, by the way,
It's just
wait, you've played the modded ROS yet?
no, I
Oh,
haven't, but
we
I've seen a
haven't?
lot of games from it. Like you talk about the community patch, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So everyone got nerfed. Just to let
Yeah,
you
I
know that.
seen.
But
I've
she's
seen the
still
patch
top
notes.
six. She's still top six though. Apparently,
The queen
somehow,
lives. The queen
somehow.
lives, baby. So that
The
matters.
stinger is still the stinger is still stinging. If you feel better.
Oh,
So
wait, wasn't the top 8 tournament supposed to be today?
no, it's got pushed to next week because
Atlas
a
couldn't make it,
couple
right?
people couldn't do it. A couple
Yeah.
people couldn't do it, but Blonded is saying he can't do it next week, which I'm like, Saturday next week I'll eat it. He can't do it, so I don't know. But he said he wants to be replaced if he can't do it, so we're gonna try to find like somebody like to push through, if that makes sense. But yeah, unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. I'm just excited for it though because there's a $250 cash prize for the winner, so it's gonna be sick.
All the money goes to first place.
That's actually a question I'm still trying to figure that out. So that's why the fact that I have more time is actually better for me, so that I can ask like DT and Lydia if we want to do like all for first
Top 3
place,
gets
because
the.
you would want at least the people like the top four, at least I'm assuming, to get something, right? Like for whoever's in winners and in winners obviously grand finals, and whoever's in losers semifinals, losers finals, my bad. I guess you would want them to get something, right? Because then if everything goes to the winner, but also the cash prize is not so huge that it's unjustifiable to just give it to one person, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
So
like
that's
a
what I'm like.
UB type of split.
Yeah, it's like, but I think also, I'm gonna actually ask the players like I'm making an announcement after we done this, and I'm gonna ask them like, how do you guys feel about like cash prize? How you guys want to divide it up? Because I think it'd be cool if the players decide how they want to divide it up. But he is crazy. That episode it went viral so much. It was trending on Twitter like the whole day. At one
I
point, it was number
see.
6 on Twitter. It was crazy.
I see it right after the episode finished.
Yep. Like it's just crazy. Like it's just crazy. That's why I'm like, when people say Bleach ain't a powerful IP, I'm like, bro, bro. I get it, but no, Bleach is just something else, bro. It's just something else. But right now, I'm seeing, by the way, by a tweet right now saying, yeah, the popular theory right now is next episode, Yua is gonna use the Almighty to undo and rewrite everything that just happened in episode 45 with warp reality, so events unfold exactly like in the manga when he breaks Ichigo's horn and snap back his Bankai before he can even ever activate the chain of blood. Which, yep, I could see that very much happening.
I think is right. They were struggling against a essentially nerfed Yuha.
Yeah. But also, to be fair though, Yua is not playing ball, to be fair though.
Sure.
Because he has the power of the Soul King, so he's not really playing ball neither, you know what I mean? He's kind of doing the fusion dance too, in some way. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, when people say, oh, people like struggle against Madara, like, right, in the war of Naruto. But I'm like, well, Madara kind of has the Rinnegan, which he kind of obtained a little bit illegally, if you ask me. If that makes sense. Like, it's like, I agree. He's not as powerful as he can be, 100%. But bro is hella, like, who's beating him right now? Realistically, not Ichigo and Rukia, and they're some of the top fighter in the verse. So, who is actually beating him?
He's the strongest in the verse right now.
Yeah. That's why I said, as strong as Ichigo is, I always put Yuha number 1, and I put Ichigo number 2. That's always the way I go about it. Like when I have a ranking of the strongest fighters, because Ichigo will slap, except Kisuke and Mayuri, he'll slap anybody when he takes it seriously. If he goes straight up from the very beginning, he'll slap anybody. But Yuha is the only person he cannot do that against. He's the only person that just won't work. So I don't know. Like, but going back to what you're saying, they're fighting a nerf Yuha, which now he's getting his eyes back. So we are cooked.
Indeed.
We are cooked.
Ichigo will find a way. He always does. And that way is
He
gonna be
does.
I said.
Damn, but I see people have, I guess, having mixed feeling on Ichigo's new form. Some people call him a Walmart Shinra. I'm like, I don't know.
It's
They,
I don't
they,
know.
they feel like he looks like Shinra Bansho? I don't feel like he looks like Shinra Bansho.
Is that who?
If you know, Shinra Bansho is like, wait, have you watched Fire Force?
I have.
Okay, so you know when he becomes like a god, legitimately?
I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm kind of I might be a little backed up on some things.
Okay, so basically, well, they have a description for actually Ichigo Blood Chains. I'm gonna read it so that people. This is the ultimate form that Ichigo Kurosaki, having awakened the hollow blood slumbering within him, transform into when he performs Bankai in a half hollowified state, along with his Zanpakuto. Oh, okay, so maybe this brings up theory. Maybe Ichigo can perform Bankai without being half hollowified, because you know what he was jumping at Yuha was to awaken like his Quincy side, so that his hollow side could kind of fight back a little bit, because that's what he describes it. And then it basically gave him the half horn. And it says when he pops his Bankai in that state, that he becomes what we see right now. He says he wear 2 horns reminiscent of complete hollification, and spiritual pressure left in the form of blood chains emanate from his neck, hands, and feet. In his battle against Yuha, who had absorbed the Soul King, he manifested a new dimension of power in terms of spiritual pressure, physical function, and reaction speed. That's the description right there. Oh, I didn't even realize. People are smart. Because you know how Uryu put the glove on himself first?
Yeah.
They saying, which is actually very true. He used the antithesis to put the Senrai glove on Ashwell. Damn, were you smart? That's actually very smart. That's subtle, very subtle. But yes, that's what he did. That's what he did. That makes total sense.
I didn't even peep that.
Yeah, like because he put the glove on himself first, right? Because and even that's when Ashwell said, "Oh, I predicted this. He was gonna do this to you because it's your last resort." Because the glove gives you temporarily, at the cost of your power, the most power you ever have as a Quincy, right?
Hmm.
But then he put it on Ashwell, so. But yeah, like it's I don't know, like. But yeah, Ichigo. I think this is the funny thing about Ichigo, and he says it in the manga. He doesn't say it in the anime, but he says it in the manga. Is he doesn't have full grasp on like controlling his Quincy power, like the ratio, if that makes sense. He doesn't have full grasp. Okay, now people are saying, all right, so Horimiya officially has enough move to be in Rebirth Souls. I guess you could say that now. Although I always thought the reason why she wasn't in Rebirth of Souls is because she's not a fighter, so it would go against her character in the first place. And also the people, the developers, when they were communicating back in the day, before the game dropped or when the game dropped, they put like they could put something as to why she wasn't in it, and they just thought that her kit was kind of difficult to put into a kit that would work in Bleach Rebirth of Soul with the the fighting spirit stuff and all that. So they I guess they didn't have a gimmick for her. You know how every character has a gimmick or whatever. They didn't have a gimmick for her, I guess. But people are saying now she has enough move to be in the game.
Hmm.
No, that's crazy. People are crazy online. I said there's an apology form for Horime. Like this, it's just hilarious. They're saying reason.
I'm sorry,
They're
or he
saying
wasn't familiar with your game. Like,
no, for real. I wasn't familiar with you. Yeah, in the apology forms it says to Orime from Bleach Frame, date August 22nd. Fandom convinced she was done. I only look at Discord. I was jealous of her. Those are the options, by the way. Reason for behavior. I didn't watch the actual episode. I don't know Kubo actually loves her. Like, like I herbally respect talk down on the future. Like basically that's the options. But yeah, people definitely thought Orime was like the Sakura type. Like, and I said that Sakura is kind of useful later on, but I'm just saying, like, Sakura back in the day, you know what I mean? Like pre Shippuden, where she was just there, and even in early Shippuden, she was just a healer for real. Except that that Sasori fight is still her best fight in my opinion. She cooked, but with the help of Chio, of course, with Chio was guiding her, but still, but you know what I mean? Like people were calling Orime worse than that. They're like, yeah, she's just completely all the garbage, useless. So, well, now,
oh, let me see. 6:45. I actually do need to go out and get dinner.
all right, I'll say one last thing though.
Good, good.
They with the whole thing on the neck and the hand, like when Ichigo went Vasto, you know how he had red fur or whatever. It looks
Mhm.
very similar to that. Like
What,
how
his
he had
Bankai
red
transformation?
fur. Yeah, for his like
Oh yeah, with the change, right?
yeah, the change. It looks like that, but now it's just Ryatsu. So I guess it's really Vasto was truly the inspiration, because you give him white skin and it's basically Vasto.
Oh yeah, you can with that, even this picture I'm showing on screen, you can basically tell Vostel was indeed the fucking
Yeah, the inspiration for sure.
yeah. Yep,
All
especially
right.
with the two horns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. It was definitely the inspiration. But I guess on that note, Key, thank you for putting me through. That was an interesting discussion. We're gonna see what happens next week, gang. We're gonna see what happens next week. Stay
Indeed, I
tuned.
will
Watch the Top 8 tournament
definitely
next week too.
definitely gonna be there for next week.
All right, say less. Say less. Appreciate
Keep
you, King.
easy. Right. And on that note. I'm gonna head out and get some food. I'll probably, if everybody's on later, I'll probably start up another stream. But I appreciate y'all for showing up for the discussion. I'm gonna try and start doing these every week if I can. This week we can talk about the anime and shit.